Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish this brake job here with the installation. Pretty much what you're going to need: a little ball peen hammer, 7/16" wrench to adjust the slack adjuster, a little pair of vice grips, and a pry bar, and of course your new brake shoes. We went with the brand new ones here, made in USA, with the hardware kits. So we'll go ahead and open those up and see what we got here. So you get 2 new shoes and a hardware kit, which is all the stuff we threw away when we took the old ones off. So the first thing you want to do is open this up. There'll be 2 little rollers and 2 little springs. Just want to go ahead and put these loops on like that. And you got a big side and a small side. This goes on the small side here. You set that in, press those springs together, then pop those coiled up springs in those holes right there. And that's what holds those in. So do that on both of them. Just pop right in. Okay, next you want the big spring. You got 2 small ones. We'll use those last. So grab this one. And inside here there's a little rod that goes across. So you have this rod, it's only on the one side, so we're going to attach this spring to that. So I'm going to do it on this one up here. Like that. Then you got to hold this up. This gets a little awkward, as you can see. So I'm going to get them together like this. And the 2 rollers go on the side of the brake cam here. So you get that top one put in, and now we got to work this one under there. And make sure your brakes are still released when you're doing this. So if your truck's, if you've leaked air overnight or whatever, you might have problems. So you basically got to pry this down and try not to bend that big spring. Once you kind of get it started there. Then you got to bring the other side down and around. So you got to get this side down and lined up like that into that slot. And then we can go ahead and push this side in. So we'll go ahead and push that in, push that one in. And they pretty well line up, simple as that. Okay. And here's the hard part and the dangerous part. So for this, this is where you're gonna need the channel locks. My little trick that I use. I mean, somebody else might have another way, but it's the easiest way that I found to put them on. And definitely have a pair of safety glasses doing this. Okay, so these are one of these is going to go on each side, and I usually put them opposing like this. And I'm supposed to put that in the top hole. And then you can get a hold of it, the edge of this, with your channel lock, but you gotta make sure it's super tight, like as tight as you can get it. Hang it in the top one. Then you get your pry bar on here. There. And yeah, really careful because these things will fly out of here. Just like that. So try that again. Okay, now once you got it started, it's just barely on there. All you do is get on it like this. So I'm actually going to try prying this one from the top. Didn't have this much trouble with the other ones. There. So now it's in. So now put the other one in the top. And And when you're doing that, you're gonna have to kind of put your knee up on that brake shoe because it will try to twist. But that one's on, so. And that's it for putting the shoes on. Okay, so we got a brand new drum here. Just like regular automotive drums that you'll get, or even rotors, these do have a coating on them. That's why they don't rust. And I always take the brake cleaner and clean that off because you don't want any more contaminants or anything up on your brake shoes and all that. So just spray it down real well. And that's and now we'll go ahead and put it on. Again, you want to make sure your brakes, your parking brakes, you got air to them where they're disengaged, and the slack adjuster is adjusted all the way to where the shoes are sucked all the way in, or the drum won't go on. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and put the wheels back on, tighten those up, torque them down, and then we'll go ahead and adjust it. The reason you have to wait is because this is still loose, so you have to have the wheels on, tighten everything up before you can actually get everything adjusted, because this will wobble around a little bit. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll adjust it. Okay, so the last step of this brake installation is we need to adjust the brakes up. You know, an initial, it's on the slack adjusters. And the way we do that, we're just gonna tighten it down till it stops, till the brakes are, till the wheels won't move anymore. So still get it jacked up. And like I said, you wanna go ahead and take your impact or whatever, or however you're putting your wheels on, and tighten those up so everything's tight when you do this, because if it's loose, then it ain't gonna be right. So get all that tight, then we'll get underneath there and we'll tighten the slack adjuster all the way down. Then I back it off a quarter turn, and that puts it to where it's just a little bit of an air gap between the shoe and the drum. And then if you got automatic slack adjusters, which most everybody does now, they'll do the rest if they're working properly. So I'll go ahead and get underneath here and we'll do that. All right, so now we're just gonna tighten this down. And it didn't take a lot. So if you can't move the wheels now. And then I'm just gonna back it off and go a quarter, 90 degrees. There, and that should put it where we can spin the wheel again. And that's it. So you want to make sure you can spin it and it's free both ways, because you don't want your brand new brake shoes dragging. Right, back it up just a little bit more. There, I'm pretty satisfied with that. All right, so we've done all this work. We've done brakes, done wheel seals. The final thing after you set your brakes and you drop the truck back down on the ground, I always use a 3/4 torque wrench. If you've got one of these with a 1-inch adapter, or if you've got a 1-inch torque wrench, and I always torque my lug nuts on all the wheels. I torque them all to 500. That's what the nuts say on them. They say 450 to 500. I just do 500, and that way I know for sure, because you can't always trust these impacts. So I mean, a lot of guys, they'll, some of these small, I know the TAs and stuff like that, some of the mainline shops, they'll have the guy come back there and watch while you're torquing them. But I do that as well, just because you don't know if you might not have the right air pressure sometimes, or that the impact could be something wrong with it. So it's always good. I've actually on a pickup truck before, I trusted a 1/2-inch impact, and I was driving down the road once and had a front wheel come off and go through a park, and luckily nobody was around and hit it or anything, but I was able to go grab the tire and put it back on the front of the truck. So now I always torque all my lug nuts after that experience. So it's a good thing to get in habit in if you've got the equipment. So I'll do that, and like I said, this project's pretty well done. So then we'll take it out for a test run. So thanks for watching, and if you're into maintenance or just curious how stuff works and how things come apart on the truck, if you've never done it, then we got plenty of other videos out there. So like them and subscribe. So thanks for watching.